Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a riveting, breathtaking edition of the Weed Cap. My name is Caleb. With me, as always, is my illustrious fiance, Lauren.
Wow.
Lauren, say hello to all the listeners around the world.
Hello.
Especially our comrades in Russia,
Yes.
which I still don't understand. We're big in Russia.
They're holding it down over there. It doesn't matter.
We're big in Russia.
Who cares?
It goes like potato vodka, unibrows,
Weed Cap.
the Weed Cap. So, shout out to our comrades out there. And
Everyone else in between.
Everyone else in between. We've been really surprised with the numbers. It's been really cool. And we really enjoy doing it. So anyways, this week's movie...
Oh my God, what was the name of it?
1992.
Right.
Starring Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
A young Bill Paxton.
He's very young.
The Vagrant.
The Vagrant, right.
The
oh my
Vagrant.
God, I should have known that.
Yes, I don't know why you didn't know that. So, basically, guys, it came out in 1992. It was supposed to be a straight up horror movie at first, and then the studio had them rewrite it to add some comedy elements in. Apparently, I didn't really know this, but in the early 1990s, like dark comedies, like there were a lot of really successful films like The Burbs and stuff like that.
Okay.
That or like late 80s, early 90s that blended. There was like a big horror boom in the 80s.
Funny.
Exactly. So like a dark comedy. So this was written.
This was supposed to be a dark comedy.
Well, it was supposed to be a horror movie, and then they rewrote it into that to add.
That makes sense because some of the funny scenes, you're like, "What the fuck does this?
Yeah, it looks like they literally did it. They improv.
They just wrote it in. Yeah, okay.
And so that's The Vagrant. So the film opens with Bill Paxton, whose name is Graham Krapkowski.
No, I think it's
like Kelly Kapowski. Krakowski.
They spell it out in
Krakowski.
Yeah, they spelled it out in the thing.
So he is a junior data analyst.
Right.
At a company.
Which no one knows what the company does. They really don't touch on that because that's not the point of this movie,
Nope.
guys.
And he is in... I wouldn't have thought this, but in 1992, there was no Zillow, no Redfin, so apparently you had to get catalogs.
Catalogs of houses available for sale.
Yes, catalogs of houses available for sale, and if you were a junior analyst and you hated your job, instead of working, you would just
look for houses.
You would pretend like you're typing on a calculator and then be circling houses in a magazine.
He's budgeting. He's deciding, this one's too much.
You know what? I think
too little.
When we were little, I kind of remember there being house magazines by the registers. Or by the doors at supermarkets, like with the Auto Trader, where they were like free.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
that sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, this was only a couple years. This is a year before you were born. A couple years before I was born.
I don't remember my childhood, so I've got no memory of that.
Wow.
I have no memory of there being ever house magazines. What? No, I don't know that.
Well,
sorry, I can't remember that shit.
# derailed.
Sorry, a little trauma dump for you.
Jesus Christ, dude. I think we're having a nice little time here. I'm recounting a movie, and you're like, I don't remember anything. When I think of my childhood, it's a pit of despair and darkness.
Okay, well, I never said that. I just said that I don't remember that time. I was born in 1993.
I know, but you could have just said, I mean, we could talk about this later. I hope you're okay. I mean, geez.
Oh my gosh.
So that's The Vagrant, people. So we'll see you next week.
Anyway, Lauren's about to get some therapy.
Yeah, so anyways, our first sponsor, BetterHelp.
Please. No, I'm just kidding.
No. So,
anyway, so there was house magazines back then. We've all established that. Some of us don't remember it, but we've established
some of us don't remember anything from the 90s or early 2000s. Some
Never
of us.
said that. I'm talking about my childhood specifically.
Okay, dude.
You're the one that will not move on past this.
I'm sorry. So anyways, so let's say there were house magazines in the early 90s in supermarkets. This guy is going through it and circling houses. He finds one that is across from a vacant lot. He sets up a time to go see it.
It's not a nice house.
It's a worn down house in an industrial park across from a vacant lot.
Yeah.
Am I saying that vacant?
It's vacant.
Vacant. What am I?
Vacant.
Well, there's fucking, the Vagrant.
Okay,
vacant.
so they keep saying Vagrant throughout this whole
Vagrant. Yeah.
movie, and yeah, I'm not even sure if it's a real word anymore. When you hear it so many times or you say it so many times, you're like,
Yeah. Well, all I'm gonna
Vagrant,
and
this is a side note. Urine is also mentioned quite a few times throughout this movie. Why? You tell me.
I don't know. The cops, like, they don't care about killers, they don't care about rapists, but the cops in this movie are looking for public urinators.
People urinating.
Yes, in the streets of Phoenix, because this was filmed on location in Phoenix, Arizona.
Was it? That makes sense.
This is how we talk in Tucson, Arizona.
That makes sense because it was like a desert wasteland in there.
Yes.
Actually, I've never been to
This
Arizona.
is how we piss in Tucson, Arizona.
Into the dust and dirt.
Into the dust and dirt. We make lots of funky mud.
Cactuses. Oh, there's a lot of cactuses. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yes. So, anyways, he
goes
goes
into this.
Whoa. We're going to tune that back, and we're going to introduce you to a new segment. Cue up the saxophone sexy music.
Okay. We're going to put real saxophone music.
Welcome back to Caleb's Coitus Corner. The corner of the podcast where Caleb talks about all of the coitus scenes in the cinema. Damn, cinema doesn't have... It's technically alliteration, but it's not.
No, because it doesn't give you the same.
So anyways, he's being shown around this house. And
it's not nice, but the realtor's trying to sell it.
The realtor's trying to sell it, and she's being very
Eventually
sexual.
She tries to sell something else to him.
Yep. You ever... For all my real ones out there, let's talk about real property. Real property. I think that is the name of it. Is that real property?
Can you explain what you're talking about?
You don't know what I'm talking about. Why don't you, as a matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and plug your fucking ears? No. Let me look up real property real quick, because I believe that's what it's going to be. But, because there's things online. Yes, it is real property.
Are we talking about the dark web? What are you talking about?
The dark web? What the fuck is the dark web? No. I'm talking about fake taxi.
Oh.
All internal. Real property. Property.
Like a real estate.
Yes. I watch that a lot, not because I care about realtors, but I like to... It gets me hard to think about owning a house at some point, to be shopping for a house, to think that I could afford a single-family home. Like, if they're looking at apartments, I skip it.
It's like House Hunters, but porn?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly. So it's like an episode of that.
I guess for anybody who likes anything, you got it out there. You got porn for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I like to just picture myself in a financial situation where I'm browsing houses.
Right.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Right. But not the other part.
No, the other part sometimes I skip that.
So then why don't you just watch House Hunters?
I don't know. There's a sexual undertone. It's very sensitive.
There's sexual undertones in House Hunters, honey. You just gotta watch.
Okay. Well, anyways, this is where I'll be reviewing the sex scenes of the movie. So the first sex scene in this movie.
Oh. There are multiple.
The woman, the realtor, tries
what the hell is her name? Peggy something?
Something like that. Some Susan.
Oh, I think it is Susan.
Susan D. something. And
Susan Realtor.
She is a feral woman.
She is.
She says that she hasn't had it in a long time, and she says that she wants some healthy sex. I don't think
wild thing to say.
I don't think I've ever had that in my life. I'm just joking.
To someone that you just met, how can you tell that they're gonna have healthy sex?
And she puts him up on.
He was on the toilet.
Yeah, she said, "Why don't we do it right here on this toilet?"
She sat him on the toilet, and then he picked her up, and
put her on the sink.
He was so overwhelmed with, I guess, I don't even know. He definitely didn't want to fuck her.
All of the work that needed to be done in the house.
Yeah, he was like, "I'll take it," and she's like, "What are you talking about? We're having
She's
sex
like, "No,
right
I
now."
will take it." And he's
like, no. I'm buying this house. Like, let's go sign the paperwork. And then she's all frazzled. She's got to put herself back together.
Uh-huh.
But then...
Whatever the female equivalent of blue balls is...
Blue clit. I don't know.
Blit.
Blit.
Where my blit's at. Oh, Smurfs definitely have those. So
yeah, all the time.
All the time. Oh yeah.
Anyway, so she doesn't get what she wants, and she sells in the house though. So I'm sure she gets commission.
He buys the house. His boy comes over. His friend.
His boy doesn't come over right away. He goes into the house, and what does he see in the kitchen? A fucking vagrant.
Oh yeah, the vagrant. The vagrant is washing something in the sink.
Washing his vagrant hands.
Maybe a vegetable.
I don't know.
Maybe a rhubarb.
And then he just leaves out the door.
Yeah, he just goes, and then he's like, "Oh, what the hell?"
So the guy calls his friend over.
Yes, the guy.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Name is Graham.
Graham calls his friend over because he's afraid to be there alone. His friend's giving him some.
He put a new lock on the door for him.
Very homoerotic undertones. They're like poking each other in the tummy and being like, "Who's scared? You're scared of the vagrant."
Oh my god!
It's very, very weird. But then they let you know that they sleep separate. One of them's on the couch.
Well, he asked him if he wanted to spend the night.
Yeah.
And at first, Bill Paxton says no.
And
then they pan to homeboy sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, and at first I was like, that's why he didn't want to bang the realtor.
Right, we all thought that.
Yeah, but then no.
Turns out.
But then Bill Paxton's sleepwalking.
Something's sleepwalking, but also maybe going crazy, but also is the vagrant doing it.
Yeah, let's be real loose with this episode, because if we go scene by scene, there's a lot of scenes
there's so many scenes here
that aren't.
It's just,
yeah, so here's what happens: is that the vagrant is just generally fucking with Bill Paxton's life.
Psychologically.
It turns out that he is a psychiatrist who's doing some sort of study on how to drive people crazy.
Yeah, and he's choosing this guy as his subject for whatever reason.
Yeah, and so long story short, people start getting killed.
They're blaming Bill Paxton.
They're blaming Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton leaves.
He thinks he's going crazy. He thinks he is doing it also, by the way, because he's been sleepwalking, or he thinks. I actually don't know if he was sleepwalking or if he's just
right, because the ending's really ambiguous, too, dreams. About that. Yeah. So, there's a homeless guy.
You forgot your other coitus corner.
Well, hold on. Bill Paxton, his biggest thing here is that even though he's a junior analyst, you'd think that he was fucking A.G. Pennypacker, because he's calling the cops on this homeless man. That's what starts the beef.
Yeah, it's why are you... No, I'm pretty sure he was studying him from the beginning.
Yeah, but Bill
Paxton's beef started because he just didn't like this vagrant.
He keeps calling 911 and being like, there's a vagrant down the street.
And 911's like, so what?
Yeah, they're like, what are you talking about?
He doing?
This
Nothing?
is Phoenix. We're all vagrants. Look around. We live in a shithole in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
And, but he keeps calling 911. It's a whole thing.
The cops...
At one point, he has a dream where the vagrant is banging his girlfriend doggy style.
Yeah, that's a little...
And the woman is naked, and the vagrant is... Who wears just, tattered and torn rags with,
and has scary mitt hands.
Scary, yeah.
They look like baseball mitts.
Lots of boils on his face.
And one bum eye.
Oozing. He's oozing constantly from his face.
One bum eye,
yeah. One bum eye.
No, I'm saying he has a blind eye.
Yeah, he looks like an old dog. He looks like one of those old dogs that you walk in someone's house.
The ones that you see and you're like, oh, that guy's gonna die soon.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I hope they're prepared.
On the last leg.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I hope they've made arrangements for this dog, because
a mop dog.
It should have died last week. It's a miracle it's here right now. So yeah, I mean, the film is interesting. Oh, so anyway, the vagrant is wearing these tattered and torn clothes. He's doing his girlfriend from behind. He wakes up. It would scare me too.
Girlfriend leaves, by the way. Also, this is why he didn't fuck the realtor, because he had a girlfriend. He was committed. He was a committed man, which... Shout outs to the committed men out there.
Yeah, shout out Bill Paxton. I mean...
Well, we don't know if Bill Paxton himself is a committed man. We just know that in this movie he played one.
Carl Krakowski.
No, Graham.
Whatever. Graham, Carl, it's all white. So, anyway...
It is very white. I'm not sure there was a lot of people of color in this movie.
There's the old blind junkyard man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One guy who lives in a trailer park.
So basically, Graham is being...
Oh, I think the cop was black.
Oh, he watches his mom die at his trial.
Oh, yeah. They put him on trial because they think that he killed his neighbor, but it was actually the vagrant.
Yes.
And while they're on trial, his mom's like, my son is guilty. Oh, no. He's not guilty. Yeah,
they find him not guilty, but she has a heart attack.
But she dies. And everyone feels
Somebody
bad
gives
for
her, like a double axe handle CPR. Like, they put their hands together and just beat the shit out of his mom in front of him. And then when they're carrying her on a stretcher, her dead body on a stretcher down the stairs of the courthouse.
On the news of TV.
She slides out of the gurney and slides down the stairs, which felt like it didn't fit the tone of the film.
It was like a funny thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. They're throwing this shit in here.
Yeah.
Like, his mom's going to slip out of the body bag.
Yeah.
In front of the whole crowd on live TV.
Yeah, this movie was not super good, but it also wasn't super
It honestly
bad.
Wasn't bad. Would I ever watch it again? No, but I don't regret watching it.
Yeah. Oh, and so this is a big part of it. This is going to bring us into Caleb's Coitus Corner number 3.
Here we go.
He moves away because of the public scrutiny.
Oh, you forgot the realtor came back and screwed before they moved away. Remember? And she got killed too.
I don't remember that part.
She came in like a weird green thing, and you're like, "What is that?"
Oh yeah, it looked like
it
was supposed to be lingerie, but
like,
it was in like a frumpy dumper. It was like a what?
It literally looked like
a
somebody
diaper.
Took their grandma's nightgown and like sewed it up into
and like the underwear was like
it was tattered down. She had like, I guess they're suspenders. I don't know. They're in lingerie for women, but like for what?
I don't know.
Unless you have crotchless panties, there's no way. You got to take all that shit out. You got to unplug it. I don't know.
I don't know either. All I'm saying is that it was just terrible.
Well, she died anyway.
Yep.
And
Thank
again,
God.
Bill Paxton blamed for it, but really.
Yeah, it really was the Vagrant.
Now, I don't know why he didn't get charged with that. I'm not sure why he didn't go to trial or like.
That was
the trial was only for the old woman.
That was a plot hole, I think. Yeah.
A plot hole.
Yeah, a plot hole.
Yeah, a hole in the plot. Yeah,
yes.
I get it.
Okay, well, you're acting
it's just
like...
you said it so, like, I don't know. It's like a pothole, but a plot hole.
Yeah, it's the same word, just with an L added. So, yeah, I did say it like that. Guys, this movie... Okay, this is what happened this weekend, is that Lauren and I... It's a 3-day weekend. We were like, we're going to do an episode a day, and we're going to get these backlogs. Yeah. But then we didn't. We spent the whole weekend kind of just... smoking pot, hanging out.
No, we were a little. We cleaned.
Yeah, we cleaned. But like, so now you're getting a low energy 3 day of a 3-day weekend noon time podcast, and look. The movie didn't give us a lot to work with. Let's be honest.
No, it really didn't. The Vagrant was not even scary. I don't understand what the scary parts were. It was supposed to be him, I assume.
The scariest part is when Bill Paxton leaves the town, goes to a trailer park.
Yeah.
And the older woman beside him
her name is Dodie, not Dottie.
She sexually assaults him.
She does, with her mouth.
Yes, and while he's handcuffed, and he clearly doesn't want it. And then... Cut scene.
Man's got a mullet.
Well, hold on. Because he's like, I don't like this. But then the last shot of him is like, well...
Yeah, he's doing a little lip biting.
Maybe she's a little good at it.
Yeah.
And then maybe Dottie could suck a golf ball. Dodie could suck a golf ball through 30 feet of garden hose.
We don't know.
Yeah, it looked... Well, clearly we do know, because the next scene is him as a couple with Dodie. He's grown a mullet... And he's white trash now.
Right.
He's just a trailer park person.
It's implied that everybody in this trailer park is white trash, which I think is kind of fucked, but...
Yeah.
Except for the blind guy, who's, again, one of the only, like, African-American people of color. There's, like, no diversity in this movie.
Yeah.
Is this 1992?
Yeah, it's 1992.
Well, shit.
Yeah. It's just... So, anyways, he's... Thanks a lot. This is fucking terrible. Dodie, whatever, sucks his soul out. Then he leaves there, and long story short, he goes and kills the Vagrant. Now, the Vagrant...
Eventually.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing interesting that happened. This is the problem.
The Vagrant kills the cat.
Nothing in this movie is really of note. Like, if I didn't have a duty to perform Caleb's Coitus Corner for all the listeners at home, we probably would have just skipped doing an episode on this movie. Oh. Because, I mean, genuinely, it wasn't so bad.
You picked this movie.
I've never seen it.
We rented this movie, by the way, for $3.99.
Okay. What, do you feel like you didn't get $3.99 out of it?
No, you're saying that it wasn't even worth the fucking episode.
You're right. I didn't feel like it was worth $3.99. I didn't feel like it was worth $1.99. It was terrible because it wasn't. it wasn't good. It wasn't so bad that it was good. It wasn't just an atrocity. It was just like it couldn't have been made. Like it could have nothing. There was no ripple that this did. You know, it wasn't...
That's like a lot of movies out there. They're just there.
Yeah.
Someone made them because they could.
Yeah, it just was pointless. It was a movie that was a dark comedy that fell flat on the dark and the comedy.
Right. So it was just a movie. Okay. You're upset about it. He's upset about the movie.
Oh, I'm more upset that you just keep being like, rah.
I said it one time.
Well, it feels... Well,
Once.
What?
Once.
Well, it's irritating the shit out of me.
Okay, well, why don't you just do your little facts? Or why don't you just do your little...
Why do you have to belittle it? Why does it have to be little?
You didn't say what the song was.
I'm about to
You're supposed to say that in the beginning.
I'm about to do all of that. I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't do... You're right. I do normally say it in the beginning, but guess what? I didn't do it because this movie sucks, and I forgot. And it had really nothing to do with the movie sucking, if you want to know the truth. Yeah, I just flat out forgot. So, guess what? This movie came out on May 17th, 1992, okay? What do you think the budget was for this movie, Lauren?
Pretty low.
Okay, well, throw a figure. Throw a figure out.
$200K.
No. Keep it going.
800K.
Keep it going.
$1 million.
Keep it going.
More than $1 million?
Much more than $1 million.
$3 million?
Keep
5,
going.
10,
keep going.
15.
Keep going.
25.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Did you say 15?
I said 15.
It was 9,500,000 was the budget for this.
I said 10 million too.
I was pulling up the song, so I just needed you to talk. It was 9 million. Guess how much it made worldwide?
Probably not even close to 9 million.
Guess. I need you to throw a figure out.
Guess how much the revenue was?
Yeah, guess how much this movie made back. Not just box office, but VHS sales. $1 million. Down.
900K.
Down.
800.
Down.
7.
Down.
6.
Down.
5.
Even further.
4.
Down.
3.
So much further down.
Not even 100,000?
Not even 100,000.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
You're lying.
Down.
50K?
Down.
20?
Down.
15?
Down.
10?
This movie
No.
made less than $10,000.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. Down.
Down to what? 2?
More than 2. I mean, come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This movie made $5,900 worldwide. I thought that was a typo on IMDb, and I looked it up, and it really made no money because it was pulled from the theaters after the first weekend. The opening weekend, it made $4,300.
Why was it pulled? You didn't find any information about
there was,
that?
I guess, poor performance. They were like, "Oh, this movie is so bad." Like it got horrible reviews. It was just terrible.
Did it even make it to DVD?
Why did we have to rent it? It was 1992, bro.
Oh, did it make it to VHS?
Yeah, and they printed off some Blu-ray as well.
Shut the fuck up. Why did we have to pay money for it?
I don't know.
2024.
Somebody's making money. Somebody's making money off our ass right now.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton is probably
take it in. What's it called?
It made $5,900. His cut was $14 and a pack of shoelaces. I mean, this is just crazy.
He was probably the most famous person, although he was really young, so he wasn't really famous at this time.
He might have been famous.
No, The Boss was in other stuff. Remember, we were like, "Oh, he's right."
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, $5,900 is what it made, and that's confirmed through various sources. And this actually, the movie was so bad. The production on the movie was so bad that the director was like a pretty Chris Wallace, but Wallace is Wallace.
Okay.
He had a pretty like he was building up a career of movies.
Right.
And his experience with this movie was so bad that he just stopped making movies. He stopped directing movies.
What?
Yeah. And then real quick, there's a place in the movie. So like at the end of the movie, they're fighting in a fun house type thing. It comes out. He throws the Vagrant into a pile of cactuses and kills him.
And we see the name of the place.
The place. I don't even know if it's
was
supposed to be
Wild.
Wild Don Stillborn's Western World. Wild Dawn Stillborn.
Did you Google that? That could be a real place.
Yeah, I did Google it, and it didn't bring up any places at all. All it brought up was tragedy. I saw horrible things when I Googled.
Oh, Stillborn.
Yeah, but no, I Googled the whole thing, and it was just like...
Well, it picked up
what it wanted terrible.
To pick up.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated that. So... That's what was going on. It came out on May 17th, 1992. Now, that was 32 years, 3 months, 16 days ago. It was a leap year.
Wow.
It was a leap year.
Wow.
The Chinese zodiac was Monkey, and the number one song
was
Crisscross will make you jump, 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 jump.
That's a good song.
I mean, it's great. Yeah,
it's a good throwback song.
Yeah, and then nothing else really of note happened on that day except for this movie. Oh my god, actually, May 17, 1992, it was a Sunday instead of a Friday.
No wonder no one went
to see
what
the fuck?
Who releases a movie on a Sunday?
Who did this? This was terrible.
Somebody set this movie up for failure.
Goddamn. Yeah. Oh, the film was released on Blu-ray by Shout Factory on May 23rd, 2017.
There you go.
So somebody made the film grossed $4,300 in opening weekend and made a total of $5,900 at the box office, with its widest theatrical distribution being screened in 8 theaters. And It was only in release for 1 week. That's how bad this fucking piece of shit was.
Wow. I wonder who's in charge of that. Like, who's in charge of, like, pulling the movies if they don't work?
I don't know.
Is it the theaters? Is it the, like, movie guild or whatever?
I guess. Oh, you know what? Mel Brooks' production company made this horrible movie.
Maybe he did it. Maybe Mel was like, get this shit out of here.
What the fuck is this? So, yeah, I don't know.
That's wild.
There's some trivia we can go over.
You don't even have my 2 truths and a lie.
Well, I mean, no, here's the deal, is that the trivia for this movie is so bad because there's, like, nothing known about it.
Right, nobody cares about it.
This is the piece of trivia. The place where the Vagrant is finally caught and killed is called Wild Dawn Stillborn's Western World.
Oh, we just
yes. That. So, yeah.
What a terrible movie. Way to go. No, I'm just kidding. That's the whole point of this, right? Is to watch terrible movies, but you picked probably the worst movie of all time. Is this the worst movie of all time?
No, it's no Mac and Me.
Mac and Me is genuinely, it grossed less than this?
No, Mac. Oh, you mean like money? Well, there are a ton of films that probably make no money.
True, you're right.
Like the movie that me and my friends make.
I'm talking about people with well-known, like...
Oh, here you go. The SWAT raid scene took 3 days and 1,500 bullets hits to set up, all of which were fired in less than 1 minute. That scene it could have not been in the movie.
That's just such a small little part of the fucking movie.
Richard Jeffries based the character of the Vagrant on an actual homeless person who lived in a vacant field located across from a guest house in Studio City, California. So this guy really just hated homeless people.
God, that's awful.
Yeah.
That was based off a real person?
Yeah.
That homeless man probably doesn't even know that it was about him because it wasn't in theaters long enough. It never blew up.
Yeah.
He probably just lived and died.
Jeez, probably of like some kind of preventable infection.
Wow.
You know?
In 1992?
Yeah.
Was the homeless problem as bad as it is now? Probably.
Yeah, I would think so. Probably, maybe not, but this economy.
Either way, the guy, and he really painted this homeless man to be a bad guy, like eating like rats and stuff.
Oh yeah, he was eating mystery meat over a fire. Just a horrible, terrible, terrible movie, and you know, they can't all be winners, folks.
No. The
episodes or the movies, you know? They can't all be winners.
We all do our best.
Yep. So, I think we're just going to call this one we'll just call it an ep. We're at 28 minutes.
28 minutes. This is a short one. We'll throw it in there. We'll do a better one.
Yeah, we'll do a better one, people. Like, this is the deal.
Get a little bit more high.
Get a little bit more. Watch another movie. I'm going to try to pick a movie for the next episode that's a different tone. Not something that's... Maybe we'll watch one of the top movies from 1993.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the year I was born.
Yes, it was. So maybe we'll watch, instead of like a bad movie from back then, we'll watch
like
something good so we can go back and... Yeah, because this movie was just
We just need a little bit of excitement. We just need a little bit of...
Some
pizzazz.
Jazz hands. Party boy. So...
Get a little bit of party boy
in it. Anyways, people, I'm Caleb. Thank you so much for listening, by the way. That's my fiance, Lauren.
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm here, too.
Yes. I know. Thank you for listening. It's been really cool. Like I said, people have been reaching out. It's actually, like, we're really like I said,
we're trying.
Yeah, it's really fun to do this. So this one not so much, but
stop shitting on this episode, man.
Well, I just think that we're coming into a very low energy,
Speak for yourself.
Oh, excuse me. All right, people. We'll see you next week.
Tune in.
Stay safe. Yep. Stay stoned. Watch movies. Bye-bye.